What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 12 British inventions that apparently we use every day that most of us Americans don't even realize. So, today, I want to take a look at this video by the Espresso Brief and try to appreciate, some of these things that we take for granted here in the United States that actually came from the UK. So, let's take a look.
12. The lawnmower.
What?
Cutting grass
What?
used to be difficult, uneven, and time-consuming until a British engineer stepped in. In 1830,
Really?
Edwin Budding from Stroud designed the world's first mechanical lawnmower.
Really? Well, thank you, I think. Mowing the lawn is really, really annoying. So I don't know if I should be thanking you. No, I definitely should be thanking you. Because if we didn't have this thing, as annoying as it is to do this chore, having to do it without the lawnmower, God, like getting out a scythe or whatever, like a big blade to cut the grass, my God. Okay, so thank you for this. I had no idea that some British guy invented this. This is no simple, mechanism, I can't even imagine what would go into engineering and designing something like this, especially like the first one. No one had ever done it before. So yeah, this is extremely random to me, but also very cool.
Inspired by a cloth trimming machine he saw in a factory. His invention used a rotating cylinder of blades that delivered a smooth, even cut, transforming garden care forever.
Wow.
Before Budding,
I don't know why. It's weird because I think, like a lot of Americans, we don't even think about where a lot of stuff came from, or even worse, a lot of us are kind of guilty of assuming that a lot of stuff it was made here in the United States when it really wasn't. So it's good to give credit for this kind of stuff.
idea, lawns were trimmed by scythe or grazed by animals. His
Yeah.
mower created the modern garden aesthetic and set the foundation for the machines used around the world today,
No
whether
kidding.
in parks, football pitches, or suburban gardens.
Although back in the day when you had to use like a scythe or like your goat to cut your lawn, arguably, I bet people didn't judge you as much, Like if you hadn't trimmed your lawn in a while, people didn't judge you. So they're like, okay, Tyler hasn't sharpened his 12-foot scythe blade this month, He's got he's got to go churn butter in the farm or I don't know. And now with the lawnmower, there's especially the ones you can ride on. There's really no excuse. So, yeah, thanks.
Budding's British invention quietly keeps the world's lawns neat and tidy, a true everyday essential.
Yeah.
11. The postage stamp, the penny black.
The postage stamp? I don't know why that is so universal. Doesn't everyone in the world that's the foundation of the modern postage system, sending letters, the stamp to show that you paid for it. That's a British thing? That is, lawnmowers are cool, but this is the whole world uses this standard, right?
Sending letters, parcels, and packages across the world relies on a simple idea that started in the UK, the postage stamp. In 1840, Britain introduced the penny black, the world's first adhesive postage stamp.
No kidding. That's really, really cool. I like this list. These are the most random things that you take for granted. I never think about why we have stamps. It's because of British people.
It made sending mail affordable and standardized, replacing the old system where recipients often had to pay for delivery. The penny black featured Queen Victoria's portrait and launched a global
Oh,
revolution in communication.
yeah.
Countries everywhere adopted the model, and the
Yeah.
idea of prepaid postage spread rapidly.
No, like it's rare that there's such a thing, like so universally accepted. Like that's really cool. This was obviously like a genius idea.
Today, barcodes and franking machines may dominate modern mailrooms, but the
That's true.
concept behind them is still rooted in that small, iconic British square that changed how the world sends messages.
That's a good analogy. Like inventing the postage stamp, like is right up there with the barcode, or it's probably more important to be fair. Um, but that those are actually like two universally like revolutionary things. So that's yeah, that actually makes sense.
10. Tarmac.
Tarmac, going from stamps to tarmac. Isn't that like the pavement that airplanes ride on, or wait, what?
Tarmacadam.
What is
Most of the
that?
world walks, drives, cycles, or rolls across a British innovation without even noticing.
It's this stuff. Like what in the US you might even call this like a blacktop or something. This is a British invention?
Tarmac. The original concept of macadamized roads came from Scottish engineer John Loudon Macadam in the early 19th century.
No
He
kidding.
created a layered road surface that improved drainage and durability.
No
Later,
kidding.
in 1902, Edgar Purnell Hooley, also British, upgraded the idea by adding tar to bind the crushed stone.
Oh, tar. So I know this stuff is used at airports, but is tarmac actually used like, is every black pavement substance all this same thing?
Creating tarmacadam, or simply tarmac.
It's the same stuff that roads are made out of. Okay. Took me a second there. You'll have to forgive me, but yeah, this is obviously incredibly important, and it's interesting like how not that long ago people were still coming up with like revolutionary ideas for the road, you know? Like it feels like a lot of that stuff has been kind of figured out by now. It's like it's cool the history of it.
This invention became the global standard for smooth, reliable roads. From highways to airport runways, McAdams and Hooley's British breakthroughs underpin modern transportation.
Okay, yeah, it's not just like airport where airplanes drive on the airport. It's the foundation for all roads, modern roads that are like very durable and smooth. And okay, this is like kind of a sleeper. This is like a. It takes you a moment to really appreciate. Like this is very very important.
Every journey you take, by car, bus, bike, or foot, is made possible by one of the UK's most influential creations.
Wow, no
9.
kidding.
Safety matches.
Safety like matches in a box, like matchsticks in a box that are portable, and these are like these inventions are really surprising me. Like these are really important things. I had no idea.
A small strike, a quick spark, and a flame appears, all thanks to a
Wow.
British chemist. In 1826, John Walker of Stockton-on-Tees invented the world's first friction safety match.
No way.
His design used a wooden stick tipped with a mixture that ignited when struck against a rough surface.
I don't know how many different ways I can say it, but these inventions are so important. The matchbox, or like portable matches. This, I mean, now some of this stuff, like with lighters and gas and stuff, like are less important. But let's not let that take away from how like these are revolutionary inventions, all from the UK.
Before this, Fire starting was unpredictable, dangerous, and often required complicated tools.
Yeah.
Walker's matches were inexpensive, easy to carry, and safe enough for daily use.
Oh my god. If you think about when this thing came out, when the Matchbox came out and matches like this, how crazy that must have been when that first came out.
Though later chemical improvements came from other countries, the foundation of the modern matchbox began in Britain. Even in an age of lighters and electric ignitions, matches remain a simple, reliable tool.
Yeah, they
Used
do.
from kitchens to camping trips, all thanks to a British spark.
Wow.
8.
Very cool.
The waterproof raincoat,
Oh,
Macintosh.
okay. This okay, Macintosh. Who calls this a Macintosh? Is that a British thing? Maybe. A raincoat. Pretty cool. Maybe not as glamorous as some of the things on here, but definitely useful. I feel like maybe like I hear that in the UK or maybe it's specifically like England, you get a ton of rain. Maybe that's a stereotype or whatever, but maybe you guys have even more use for this kind of thing. Because I've never really owned a raincoat, never really needed it that badly.
Raincoats exist everywhere, but the classic waterproof design has unmistakably British roots.
Okay.
In 1823, Scottish chemist Charles Mackintosh created a revolutionary method of bonding rubber between layers of fabric. This produced a
Okay.
durable, flexible material that repelled water, the foundation of the modern Mackintosh coat.
That's cool.
At a time when getting caught in the rain often meant a soaking, Mackintosh's invention changed daily life and set a new standard for outerwear.
That's
his-
cool. That's good. You know, this what a like classic invention. Like some guy bonding rubber and fabrics and making a raincoat, and there's just something like so wholesome and classic about that. I picture him like in his basement with like a one light bulb on flickering, like trying to glue rubber together, and yeah.
Material is still used in contemporary rain gear around the world. Anytime someone stays dry during a downpour, whether in Manila or Manchester, they are benefiting from one of Britain's most practical and enduring inventions.
Cool.
7. The World Wide Web.
This one I have heard of before. This is insane. And we're specifically talking about like the World Wide Web, which might be slightly different than like websites or email or like creating the literal platform of the internet is what I think we're talking about here, which is pretty. I mean, that's why you can even like see me right now. You know, I should thank this British person because I wouldn't exist right now.
Nearly everything we do online traces back to a British mind. In 1989, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist working at CERN, created the World Wide Web,
Bless
a system
you.
of websites, hyperlinks, and browsers that makes the internet accessible and useful.
God bless you. I've heard it. I've heard that this is a British invention. I didn't remember any of the details here, but man, if we're talking about inventions that change the world, this might be the biggest one. Maybe more than like, postage stamps or any like roads or I mean, it's definitely up there. This basically lets you I mean, if you think about it, the internet, the World Wide Web, it's like being able to telepathically communicate with anyone on the planet instantly. But you can also send videos and pictures or your thoughts or talk to them or anywhere in the world. It's like we all have a superpower. It's this has to be the biggest, like maybe the biggest invention in mankind, right up there with fire. Or that's more of a discovery. What's the difference between a discovery and an invention? Anyway, before we go off the rails here, I just got to acknowledge how crazy important this is.
His innovation transformed computers from isolated machines into a global information network.
Yeah,
Today,
he did.
billions use the web every hour, often without realizing its origin.
Yeah.
Streaming, online shopping, social platforms, research, education. They all
Like, this is the foundation of like 99% of jobs now, you know? A lot of them just exist because the internet exists. And it's just endless. Shopping, communicating, you know, looking at brain rot on TikTok. It's all incredible, incredible things.
rely on Berners-Lee's blueprint. It is one of the UK's most influential contributions to modern life. 6. Carbon fiber.
Oh,
Strong, lightweight, and used in everything from planes to bicycles, carbon fiber began its modern development in the UK.
no, I've heard, like, everyone knows, like, has heard of the material, carbon fiber. I can't say I know exactly what it is. Obviously, must be made of carbon and fibers. Carbon fibers that are like. I've seen some how it's made videos where they're like using carbon fiber to make prosthetic legs and squishing it on things. And I don't know much about it, but it sounds really cool. And it's very like lightweight and very strong, I think.
In 1963, researchers at the Royal Aircraft Establishment in Farnborough perfected high-strength carbon fibers with exceptional performance. This material became vital in aerospace, sports equipment, medical tools,
Right.
and smartphones.
Right.
Its strength-to-weight ratio is unmatched, making it the go-to material for advanced engineering.
pretty cool.
Today, whether it's a tennis racket or an aircraft wing, carbon fiber's roots lead back to British laboratories pushing the boundaries of science.
This is like another really underrated invention. Because it's not necessarily something that you interact with on a daily basis, although I didn't even know it was in tennis rackets. Like, it's probably in a lot of stuff that I don't realize. A lot of people don't realize. But the fact that it also, like, kind of helped with some breakthroughs in aerospace and engineering and probably a lot of stuff. This probably allowed for a lot of other inventions, scientific breakthroughs that, like, the implications are probably kind of endless.
5. ATM, cash
Re-
machines.
Really?
The convenience of withdrawing cash any time of day started with a British breakthrough. In
No
1967,
way.
Scottish inventor John Shepherd Barron created the world's first ATM.
You guys just invented everything cool. The World Wide Web, ATM money machines, freaking carbon fiber. Everything cool is like a British invention. What the heck?
Installed at a Barclays branch in Enfield, London. His machine allowed people to access money outside bank hours, transforming personal finance.
Yeah,
The concept spread worldwide,
Pretty cool.
becoming a standard feature of modern banking. Even with digital payment options today, millions rely on ATMs.
talk about something that we all take for granted, that you don't even think about, like not having the option to get cash from a machine. So this perfectly fits in with like stuff that we take for granted, don't even think about.
A subtle reminder that a major leap in financial convenience began in the UK.
Wow.
4. The electric motor.
What?
Many everyday devices depend on a British discovery. In 1821, Michael Faraday demonstrated the first device recognizable as an electric motor.
I've heard that name, Faraday. Faraday. I've heard that before. Maybe this is why. I didn't even know why. Electric motor? Like, specifically this thing with like the coils coiled around something to make magnets or something. Something happened with that, and it's a motor. I don't know. Obviously, this is insane to invent this.
Showing how electricity could create continuous motion. Faraday's work formed the foundation of countless modern machines.
I see. Instead of like using gas, petrol, diesel powered motors, this is electrical powered motor.
fans, washing machines, refrigerators, drills, and more.
That's
His
crazy.
discovery didn't just spark innovation, it powered the mechanical age.
It's actually really difficult to say which of these British inventions is the most substantial. Because now, I thought for sure it was the World Wide Web. Now we got freaking electric motors.
Nearly every household and workplace uses devices based on Faraday's principles, making this British breakthrough one of the most significant in technological history.
That's
3.
unbelievable.
The jet engine.
What?
Fast,
Okay.
long-distance travel owes everything to a British engineer. In the 1930s, Sir Frank Whittle developed the jet engine, creating a propulsion system capable of speeds that piston engines could never achieve.
So, the UK literally has a bunch of certifiable geniuses. Like, we're talking about a jet engine? Just invented the jet engine. Okay.
Whittle's invention revolutionized aviation, shrinking travel times and connecting the world.
Right.
Modern commercial flights, cargo transport, and even global tourism rely on his ideas.
So, thanks to British inventors, we have we are connected by the internet, we are connected by airplanes, jet engines, we are connected by our hatred of lawnmowers,
Every plane that soars across continents does so on technology sparked in Britain, a reminder of the UK's transformative influence on global travel.
Wow.
2. Color photography. The colorful images we enjoy today, from posters
What?
to digital photos, trace back to a British scientist.
I've never heard of that. I don't know why, but I feel like I should have heard of this one. Color photography?
In 1861, James Clerk Maxwell demonstrated the world's first color photograph using 3 separate exposures and colored filters.
No
His method
kidding.
built the foundation for modern photographic color theory.
That is so cool. You guys have come up with some of the coolest inventions ever. I had no idea.
Influencing film, printing, and eventually digital sensors. Every vibrant landscape photo, every colorful portrait, and every advertisement bursting with color owes something to Maxwell's pioneering work.
That's
It's a
crazy.
brilliant example of British science shaping how the world sees itself.
Also, good example of something that I never think about, color photos, or where those came from. Okay, this has been insane. This list has just gotten more crazy as it's gone on, like the magnitude of these inventions. And we have one more. What is this?
1. The light switch. Toggle design. The
Really?
simple flick that brightens a room began in the UK. In 1884,
Really?
British inventor John Henry Holmes from Newcastle developed the quick break toggle switch.
I don't know why that's funny to me. It's such a perfect example of something nobody thinks about, but somebody had to invent it. It's in every home. It's the most ergonomic, simple yet effective design, flipping a light switch. Someone had to invent that design, and it was a British guy.
A safer and more reliable method of turning electrical circuits on and off. This design quickly became the global standard for household lighting. The familiar click, heard in millions of homes across the world, has its origins in a British workshop.
Oh, so it's really the foundation for all of these different light switches and light toggles. What did they have before that? Like a string or something?
Every time someone switches on a light, they're repeating a gesture shaped by a quiet yet influential UK innovation.
Maybe you had to unplug something, or what the heck did people do before that? What the heck?
From the roads beneath our feet to the technology powering our screens,
Okay, well, that's the end. I forgot about the frickin' roads. He even invented modern roads. What is going on? I mean, if not for British inventors, I don't even know where we would be right now. Seriously. These are not just common household inventions that you don't really think about. because, oh, they're not that important. These are extremely important. So fundamental. These inventions are so fundamental to humanity and how we operate technology and travel today and do anything, that they are so deeply ingrained in how we live, we don't really think about them. That is not what I was expecting. So this was really, really cool. I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these amazing British inventions. Wow. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British things that I've never seen or learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.